There we go. Okay. Seems like YouTube has now started working. Wow. Okay, let me just get the chat open. Okay, and pause the playback. Twitch. Okay. Okay, everything's working. Now we can. Now I can start working. Okay, let me drink some coffee. The thing's already cold. Okay. So let's see. We'll go to our to-do list and make sure we're on the right page here. So yesterday we... Okay, so we need to get this working, right? The module needs to be added to our structure. Okay, so we need to add a module selection, have modules be stored somewhere. So some kind of module storage needs to happen. Okay. That's okay. So one of my problems currently, so I can start doing this, but one of my issues is I'm having a tough time visualizing all this stuff. Mainly because I actually don't have any way to visualize it, right? So if we, for instance, if we click on Vulkan now, we go to production, not processing, production, right? And we click here, which is where the module selection is. Right, there are no icons. So it's difficult for me to know what I'm selecting. Obviously I can print it out here, which is what I do. And then, you know, I could do that. So we have to do one of two things, or maybe both. The first thing is this list might have to change, so it's not just simply a list of icons, right? So we might have to make it so that there's actual descriptions next to them, or names, or something like that. So that'll help. Secondly, what we might have to do is actually put in some icons, right? But I think just having the names there for now would be enough, and then we can worry about the icons later. So let's see if we can figure that out. Now, I haven't worked with this in a while, so I'm probably gonna be on the struggle bus for a little bit. But okay, let's see what we can figure out here. Okay. So this would be for processing and production. So both of these create an element called something, an icon selector, right? Now that's at least what I called it back in the day. So the icon selector, you can feed it any type of thing and it will figure it out. Essentially, what I would like to do, so let's see, so this is where you construct it, right? So you give it a list of items, it gets the icon, gets the parent, and then it gets a tooltip string. I guess that could help. What do we actually do with the tooltip? I don't remember. I think it was just a placeholder. Yeah, so that was just a placeholder. Okay, so we can make it happen. Okay, let's see if we can... Hey Brody, how's it going, man? Yes, I almost didn't stream today. Because for some reason it just wasn't connecting. Okay, well, let's figure this out. It doesn't seem like I use this anyway. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, okay. If it's null, not equal null, button.tooltip get tooltip item. Okay, so my button can have a tooltip. I didn't even know tooltip was a thing. Only supported in the editor UI. Ah. Okay, that doesn't help. I'm doing well, thank you. Oh, you're just watching one of the streams. The VODs. Okay, so I don't think I'm gonna be doing this. It doesn't seem like a button tooltip is gonna do what I want to do. So instead, what I think I want to do, something like this, right? I wonder if I could do this here. Okay, so I'll change this now. So this is going to be get, let's just call it name. And it's going to be taking a type and returning a string, right? Yeah. Get name string. Now I wonder if I could just make this equal null as well. Just so I don't have to give the name if I don't feel like it. But I think I will mostly give the name. Okay, so then we can just do under... Okay, wait. This is now over here. Private read only. Func t and string underscore get name. Alright, something like that. And underscore get name. That's just equal to get name. There we go. Okay, so that's the setup right there. Okay, so now we need to go to the pop-up. Okay, the selector button, this doesn't matter. Okay, but toggle pop-up, or at least what is in the pop-up needs to be figured out. So show pop-up. Okay, so icon select pop-up, that's fine. For each item in items. Oh, wait a minute, we don't need to get the name like that, actually. Well, we can, I mean, but still, we don't actually need to. Oh, what do I do with the get icon? Yeah, so that's when we set the value. Get icon of item. Oh wait, yeah, no, we can use item to... Yeah, no, I forgot about this. Yeah, we could just plug in the item into this. And it should return. Yes, because I specify the lambda function. Or the function, or the whatever this thing is called. I forget. I specify this here. So I could just do that again and it will figure out how to get the name. Yeah, so I could... right here. So here we are at make the button. So what I can do here is I can make all the button stuff. That's fine. And then add a button. But I can also then do var... well, we just call this name equals new label, right? And we can do name dot add to class list, and we can just call it icon selector name. Okay, so we do some of that stuff. Okay, and then we need to do name dot text equals underscore get name of item. That's it. And that could be all I need to do. But obviously now we just need to go check how this looks, because it's not going to be formatted very nicely. But at least we have the ability. Oh wait, no, we have to do underscore popup.add name, right? Okay. And the pop-up itself is on a class list, so we can figure out how to arrange that one as well. Okay, so that should work. And honestly, that might be enough for now. Okay. Let's just save it. And let's go try it out. But okay, we need to do this one. Icon selector name. We need to add that to our node panel CSS. Let's just make sure nothing funny in UI Builder. Okay. So I'll just go up here where the selector is, selector icon. Dot icon dash selector name. Okay. Okay, that's fine. The pop-up doesn't have... Yeah, okay. So let's just save that and let's see if it pops up here. It should. Icon select name. Yep. Okay, but the pop-up itself... Okay, let's just make sure the pop-up is... Okay, so it's arranged like this. Ah, you know what? Actually, we need to do... We have to have entries. Ah. Yeah, this is not going to work. We need a... Yeah, we need a visual element that just holds these things. Yeah, so we need to actually start the visual element. Just call it row. Right, so each row. Yeah. And then what we should actually do is we should do a row.add to class list, and we call this one icon selector row. Okay. And then what we can do, we don't need to do anything for the row itself, but yeah, we do need to do pop-up dot add row. Okay. And then for all of these other ones, so we add the you see, okay, row dot add button and row dot add name, so that the names, the button and the name are next to each other. Essentially. I guess we could have even modified the button to have... no, that's fine. Okay, so now to the pop-up we add these rows. And then inside the rows there would be a button and a name. Okay, that should work out. Let's go to our CSS here, or USS, if I can see it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so we'll have another one of these, but we'll call this row. Okay, save all of that. Go in here. Let's see if it pops up. Okay, So first of all, the rows would be orientated like that. And they will have a height of 40, I guess, and the width would be auto. Okay, let's go to the name. Also, I guess we could justify them. And then for the name itself, I guess all I really might change is the font size for now, but we can change this on the fly. So let's just see if this actually works. Oh wait, when we call these functions, okay, so that's the oh, I did actually give it a name, but that was for the tooltip. The tooltip. I didn't even realize I did that. So that's in processing behavior. I did give it a little lambda function for name. For the tooltip. But I never used the tooltip, so... Okay, and then in production behavior, do I do the same? Where is my selector? Oh wait, no, it's in the element, sorry. Yeah, I give it the ID. So it should work, it should work. This should be good. Okay, so let's play. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. So we go to production. Boop. There we go. Now I can actually see what I am doing. Okay, so there's a couple of shit things here. Okay, first of all, it looks terrible, so we could change that, I suppose. Let's grab UI Builder. So with it open like that, if we go to, I think, pop-up, right? I think the pop-up has this ugly gradient thing going on here. Yeah, we can just unset that. I think we can tint it. Yeah, okay. If we give it a blue tint, maybe that looks better. Maybe the gradient is the problem. Yeah, I mean the gradient isn't really doing much. Yeah, you know what? Let's just make it a solid color. Unset that. Unset that. Okay, we'll just. We'll just do something like that. Okay. Now, the other problem I have is, okay, so it gives you this list. And if we open our debugger, we'll maybe see the problem. Yeah, so we have this list, right? But the status container is a... Yeah, so the list is in here. It's the child of the production behavior element, right? Yeah, but now this thing is on top of it, which makes the text being overridden, right? So that looks terrible. Okay, so we need to figure out how to change that as well. Okay, so but for now, what I can still do is I can click on solar energy. I should change that. And we can start producing them, and it works. Okay, so that was fairly straightforward. What we can also do is to go to processing. Yeah, and it does the same. But now you can see also this is on top of it. I can still select it, but it is shown on top. So we need to fix that somehow. So one of the ways I think we can fix it, right, is if we just... So right here, where we select... The selector wants its parent, essentially. Icon selector. It wants to know, yeah, what the parent element is. So we can make it a higher parent, I guess. So for our production behavior element, for instance, or you can tell it, you know, what are your parents, right? I wonder if I do this dot parent. Okay, so the parent of this visual element. So I don't know if that is high enough, if we just go one up, or if it's still going to be kind of the same issue. Well, let's test it, because I'm not actually sure. Okay, just save this stuff. I can't remember the hierarchy, so let's just test that and see what that does. It might also change the position, which could also be a bit of a problem. Oh yeah, no, I need to click on this thing, production. So if I click here, okay, so that doesn't work. So the parent element wasn't set correctly. Okay, so that's a problem. Okay, so we can't just do this dot parent, apparently. Okay, so the behavior element just is... Huh. So what we could do is we could tell... Okay, here where we create the behavior element, I could use the module element as its parent. Because like I said, I can send the module element through. Oh wait, no, we have this behavior container. Element.set behavior container. I think that's... Okay, so that's where we add the element. Okay, let's ask our friend ChatGPT. So Unity and C# Learning. Let's see what it says. Okay, I have a... well, I want to have a visual element appear on a screen, but be on top of everything else, regardless of the hierarchy. How do I do that? Ah, that's interesting. So I see my volume changes when I ask... When I talk to ChatGPT. So there's something happening with that. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so there's an overlay layer. So what we need to do... We need to get the overlay layer. Okay, I see. Don't want to fit full screen. Okay, so we need to get the overlay layer of the root. Okay, that's a little bit complicated. So okay, so who knows what the root is actually? Because the module element won't. Right, all these little elements that we draw like nested like this when we create them, none of them actually know. They can't find the root document, right? So that's what this kind of needs to have. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I can't just ask this root. Let's just see something here. I think I originally did something with this, but I can't remember. Yeah, okay, I tried making the pop-up go somewhere specific, but it didn't really work. Now we're gonna have this problem over and over, so we should fix this. Yeah, okay, whatever I did there, that doesn't actually work. So I'm pretty sure yeah, okay, so you have your root and then you do add pop-up to that. But essentially what we should do is we should get the overlay layer. So let's just try that. I don't think it's gonna get it though. Right, because the root is just it's just an element. It is the production behavior element, right? And I don't think it actually is clever enough to do that. Okay, we could try that. Well, let's just try. It's halfway done, so it's gonna break somehow, I know. But I'm not gonna try anything else. Let me just see if this works or what it does. Because I don't think I can just query and ask or look for the overlay layer like that. So production, if I click here, yeah, null reference exception. Yeah, no, I thought so. It wouldn't find the overlay layer in that way. So let's just undo. Okay, so what is the highest level I can go to actually find something like an overlay layer? So I think it would be something in the UI builder itself, yeah, something like the node. That could work actually if we give it the node. Then at least, so it will at least stay inside the node, which is got to be the parent of everything, right? Yeah, or we can even give it the module holder. Okay, so let's try to figure that out then. So in my node, okay, so this is my node panel view. Okay, so let's just see what it does again. Okay, so we have the module holder, and on clear we clear that. Okay, so module holder is root container q.visual element module holder. Okay, that's just where we set it up. And this is where we add the module elements to the module holder. Okay, so somehow if we want the pop-ups to work on the lower levels, we'll have to be able to send a reference of the node panel view, or not the node panel view itself, but maybe like the root container or something like that. Something that's a visual element of some sort. So this node, yeah. Or the module holder, for instance, which we also have here. Yeah, that's a little bit ugly. Okay, so here we create the element. So what we could do here is say we need the element and we need the visual element module holder, right, which is the parent. And then we can in here, so the behavior itself, so we could say the behavior needs, you know, the module processing element behavior, and then a third thing. Oh, this is not processing. Oh wait, no, this is not right. Processing behavior element. Because the element would need to know this. So it gets a list of producible resources, and then it gets a visual element module holder, right, for instance. And then we need to, when we create these things, pass in for the selector the module holder. So we create processing rows here. Yeah, I could just do visual element module holder like that, and then instead of passing in this, I pass in module holder. So right here I need to also do module holder, something like that. This is now for the processing element itself, and then in the module view model, obviously it breaks now, so we need to do this, and we need to pass in the module holder itself as well. Okay, and then for our production element, we do the same thing, because it could also have you can also have this module holder, and I think fortunately we created right here, so we can just plug it in like that. Okay, so now the parent is at least a couple of levels higher, because the node itself now can have, well, not this. I'll have to make it root. No, I could do module holder. Okay, the module element is added to the module holder, so that's the parent of the element itself. Now, if we have the pop-up bound to that thing instead, it should work. I hope. Okay, I don't know if I missed anything there. It's possible. Wait, what's the problem? Oh, right here where we do... Oh, I don't do this. I don't think this script is used at all, but it is now, obviously. It still exists and it's broken, so it's making problems. Industrial node panel view. Yeah, no, I don't think I used that thing at all. Okay, anyway, I think now we don't have errors. Yeah. It can reload. You reckon, Brody? I'm doing some proper UI. Yeah, it's... I wouldn't say it's good. But yeah, it is a little bit hairy. No, the flippin' UI, the front end, like, I remember when I was coding all the simulation systems and stuff. No problem, it just worked, right? Nothing funny, it was just C#. And then I started with the UI and I flippin' lost my mind. Okay, but let's see, so if I click here now, okay. Okay, that's what I thought, so it actually... It goes on top of everything now. But you can't... That's good. That's what you wanted to do, right? Okay, and this still works. And if I click here again and I want a manufacturing thing. Now I want to click on the label. So maybe we should register a callback for the row itself and not just the buttoning. That would be a nice thing to do. So let's go check it out. Icon selector. So currently, there's the button. You know, honestly, it doesn't even need to be a button now. It might just be a visual element. Yeah, why not we just make this a visual element, and then we can make the row the button. Yeah. Let's do that. So let's call this thing a row button. Why not? This thing, we could just call it. So let's just make sure. Okay, first of all, I don't think I want to do the tooltip stuff then at all anymore. That's fine. Just get rid of that. Okay, so this button, I'm going to call it icon now. Okay, and it's going to just be a visual element. So now obviously a bunch of stuff broke. Okay, sorry. We can call this an icon. So icon selector icon. We just need to go and change that. And this is a row button. I'll just call that a row button now. Important. Let's just save UI builder here, so I don't have to worry about it breaking later. Because I'm going to go and rename these in the USS itself. Okay, so icon.clicked. Oh yeah, the style background already works. So this we want to replace now with row button.register callback, right? Yeah. And it's going to be a mouse down event, right? I believe. We could just do a... I never remember how to do this. Okay, I think I did it. Yeah. So we do set value and we put in the item. So that's what we do. And then we hide pop-up, right? That's it. That's all we need to do. So this can go away because that's not a button anymore. But our row is technically a button in some way because it's now got a register callback. So you can click anywhere on the row itself and it will work. Which I think is better. It might also actually be worth it to make it a button. Honestly, a real button. Not a... So we do a button here. Because I think everything could still work the way I want it to. And then we just do row button dot... Yeah, maybe we try that. Dot clicked. Okay, plus equal. And then we don't need anything here. We just do... So now it is a button. But that shouldn't matter because you could just add stuff to buttons, right? But now when I later on want to make the button look nicer or whatever, or do stuff on hover with my default style sheets, it should just work, right? Okay. Okay, that shouldn't be there anymore. Okay. So let's just save, and now we need to go to the USS and just change this. Yeah, so it's icon selector row button now. And icon selector, it's not the item, it is the icon. I think those were the only things I changed. Right, pop-up, so it's a row button, and this is an icon instead. Still has the name and all that stuff. Now, technically, buttons is if I don't. Technically, a button does have a label, but I'm making custom buttons, so it's fine. I don't think I need to worry about it. Okay. Yeah. Let's go check it out. So, row button. Did it lose all its stuff? It seems like the size is still fine. The item alignment is still fine. We'll check the colors and stuff now. Okay, let's play and see. Only way we can figure it out now. Need to play and see. Okay, well, we don't get errors. Okay, so if I click here. Okay, so I could click anywhere on these. So if I click on solar array, it did select a solar array, and then I can make a few. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so obviously there's still some ugliness here. And we still don't have any... Okay, let's try and fix that nonsense, right? So here in the selection area, when you click on something, it should at least tell you what you clicked on, right? So the module name should appear there. And we should find a way to make this thing look better, the amount column thingy. Okay, let's go. So where would that be? I think it's in the production behavior element itself, right? And we have this item selection holder. So it's in here. Yeah. Okay, so the selector works beautifully. The name, not so much. Okay, so one of the things we could do is on selection changed. We obviously do the bug, but I could just do item name dot text. Right, I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. Item dot ID, right? That's just gonna work. I could have done that way sooner. Anyway, it's fine. So now the item name should be changed from just saying module name. Okay, then the amount. Now this label. I don't like this label. It looks not correct. I don't know. Okay, and we should also start. Okay, we can do this. I'll just save, and then I'll fiddle with this thing in the debugger because I'm not sure what the class names are. Yeah, so let's just get rid of the label and see. I don't know if I actually get rid of the label by doing that or what's gonna happen. So let's just see before I make too many plans. Okay. So production. Okay, so the label's just gone. Now we just have this block. And I can actually click and change things inside of it. And hey, look at that. The numbers also go up. Now it looks terrible. And we can then change this to fusion, I guess. Solar array. Refinery. I want 5. Boom. It's building 5. Okay, so that works. It gives me at least all the information I need, even though it looks ugly as sin. Okay, let's grab our UI builder and stick it over here. And then we somehow grab our debugger as well, because we're going to want to pick some of these elements like this thing. Okay, you over there. How do I make you look better? Okay, so there's just a... Okay, so that's the integer input. So it's got the text element inside and just a block, I guess. Right, that's the only two things. Okay. My greatness. Okay, so we'll have to go get Unity text element inner input field component. Right. Damn. It's like, can't I just copy this stuff? Why the hell? Okay, you know what? I have a better idea. Or a different idea. Let's just stop this. Let's go to UI Builder and let's put in a integer field, right? So we stick an integer field in there. And now we can explore. So the first thing I know, if we unset this entirely, then it looks like that. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so we can get the label. No, the label is the thing I don't care about, right? Yeah. So we have the Unity text input, which is that block. Now, first of all, how do I get the whole thing to not be that color? Is it just... Okay, so it doesn't seem like I can change it that way. I think I need to change the text input. Right, so to access the text input... We're going to do Unity integer field input. Okay. Damn. We dot Unity dash integer integer field underscore input. Right, so that should grab me that thing over there. Okay, perfect. So if I now give it a background color of black or nothing, wait, so why can't I just give it no background color? Why does the alpha value not change? That's pretty annoying. Oh, okay, so with the alpha... What? Okay, the color here shows it's set. What the hell's this thing doing? Oh wait, unset. I changed it. My bad. Okay, so that works actually. Okay, so that's what we want to get rid of the background. Okay, and now... Okay, if we want to change the size... Okay, first of all, if we want to change the text, we need to access... Well, I guess what we could do... Right, we could just use this one. So we'll look for a text element. So dot space. And then we just do Unity text element, right? Text element. I think that'll find the text element within the integer field. And I can edit that one, and it'll only edit that one. Looks about... Ah, where's the color? Oh, here we go. There we go. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so now... Okay, so this thing also has a ton of padding. So if we go here... not border, spacing, right? Where the hell is spacing? So we make it 0, 0. There we go. Okay, this is looking much better. Well, at least I have the ability to edit this stuff. Now, this obviously edits all of the integer fields, but we don't necessarily want to edit all of them. So what we want to do instead, we go to the USS. They should appear here now. Yeah. Okay, so what we want to do is we want only the integer fields that are inside of the production element selection stuff, right? Maybe even inside of selection amount, to be honest. So if I do this and I go here, that'll at least now it will only select the input field that is inside my selection amount, right? And nothing else. So if I save this like that and I go back here, it'll revert to, yeah, okay, but that's fine. This thing is obviously not the one I'm going to use. It was just the one I used to get to the properties. Okay, so let's Let's play it, and then we can actually fiddle with these a little bit to make it look better. You there. Tell me your production quantities. Ah, look at that. Okay. It's obviously not perfect yet. There's still a couple of things we could change, but we can click there, and we can make it 10. We can select our module, a fusion module, and we can click go, and it starts making our fusion modules. Okay, it also squished things a little bit now. Interestingly. Okay, so there's still some bad stuff happening. Let's go to our debugger and let's just check a few things. Okay, so first of all, okay, so you there. Okay, that's the icon selection. Okay, so this thing, why is your size changing? You shouldn't be able to change the size. Oh, I might have allowed it to shrink. Okay, so let's fix that somewhere now. Okay, so first of all, okay, so this is my production element, item selection holder. You there. You need to be a height of 60 and not become smaller. Thank you. That's better. Now it looks somewhat fine. Okay, let's go to the name, and yeah, let's fix this as well, right? So the name, we need it to be centered so it looks nice. Actually, can't we just go here and tell it, you know, center my things? Well, okay, whatever. I did it. Okay, so if we go to the name, let's just make it like 18, the size. Yeah, I have a feeling things are not going to fit here, so well, I'll make it fit, don't worry. Okay, so let's not let you shrink as well. Okay, now let's go to my debugger. So that now we have that thing. Okay, inside of here we have our icon selector, our name, our integer field. I could have sworn there was another holder here. That seems like there isn't. What? That makes no sense. I should have a amount. Oh, I have a button holder. No, I have the selection amount. Right, so why does it not have... Why is it not here? Or is that the integer field actually? Oh, it might actually be. I might just forgetting the way I did this. Oh, that is my integer field. Ah, okay. I see. Okay, that's fine then. So we can then go to our selection amount and potentially make it smaller, right? Like, it's got no business being that big. Make it 35. Can I get... Can I get things inside of it to be centered in any way? I'm seeing this one also, if I change my borders. Okay, it doesn't do anything right now. Okay, the alignment doesn't seem to do much. Oh yeah, 99 is the biggest you can go. Okay, but that fits in nicely. If I could just get it to be centered, I would be happy. Okay, and technically if I change this background, yeah, okay. So that does work. Okay. It just doesn't want to be centered. Okay, let's take that one. Maybe this one needs to have the stuff centered. Don't see it. Maybe you need to have things centered. It's not happening. There might be some padding in the way. So let's go pick an element here. So you there, text element. Okay, there's a little border, but the text element shouldn't have a problem. Yeah, center. Okay, you have things on the outside, but you have a border. Okay, that's fine. Okay, maybe it's one of those things where you need to restart. Because Unity, the UI builder doesn't always rebuild your UI when you edit it like that on the fly. You might have to go and actually... Some things it does, some things it just ignores you. You need to go back and retry. Okay, so clearly... Okay, clearly that's terrible. Huh. I guess that the names of the modules might just be too long. Yeah. So if I go here, pick element. Yeah, okay, so that's the name. So it's obviously overflowing. And doesn't seem to worry about wrapping. Unless maybe I should make it wrap there. Okay, let's try. Okay, so icon. Let's give you a background color. Not that that's doing anything for us. Right, there's the icon. Can't see it at all, and it's not changing the color. For crying out loud, that's so annoying. What do I need to do? Oh wait, it might be... So yeah, it's the icon selector. It's actually icon selector, it's not... Yeah, okay, that's why it's not working. Okay. My bad. Okay, yeah, so as soon as I triggered a rebuild, it broke-ified. Okay, so let's think about... It's so annoying not being able to see the elements that I want to work with, right? Like, in here... I need to like imagine what they would look like or something before I can see. But I mean, then it still fights me, right? So okay, let's put in my integer field here again, because I want to try and fix this. Okay, so first of all, unset the label, then it looks like that. Okay, if we duplicate you, and then we get rid of the reduction element amount stuff at the front. Okay, then that happens. And we duplicate you. Okay, so here's my problem. Okay, so that thing is the size that it is. And I want that text to be centered. First of all, let's change this thing's size. So let's imagine we give it a size of 40 by 40, right? So then that's it. Okay. And then we'll give it a border of 2 all the way around. Okay, so we can still see the problem. What is it that I have to change, my guy? To get you to be in the center. We have this text input. Inside of it, we have a text element. Now, my money is on the text input. Right? Which I can access with that selector. Okay. So, how the hell do I get it to center? Because according to me... Hey, you gotta be kidding me. That button? You serious? Okay. We found it. Okay, we found it, everybody. It was that button there. You need to center the text. I think I tried this. Yeah, no, it ignores this one. Huh. That's very interesting. Okay. So that works. So we just need to copy that to here. Which I did, so it should look nice like that. Okay then. Well, so we got that part. And we can then get rid of this and that. Okay. Now, my next problem really is with my icons, the naming and all that good stuff. Yeah, so if we just put a label in here, right? Let's have a look. This is a very long word. Okay, so let's imagine that's what we have. And then it becomes shorter, right? So we just grab it and give it a width. That's obviously not good enough. Okay, now how do I get you to actually wrap? So, okay, so text, I can put wrap, and it works. Why the hell then does it not want to do it with this one? Oh, maybe it wasn't actually set. Oh my. Okay, so what I could do as well is I could take this and just apply it. Right, so now. Okay, and what I'll do now is I'll just unset all. Okay, this is a very long word. Oh no, I'm not working with that. I'm working with selection name, right? Let's put selection name on there. Okay, yeah, that's my problem. Okay, so selection name. Ah, it wasn't selected. My goodness. Okay, so it's quite ugly when it does that. Yo, Damon, how's it going, man? Okay, so let's see, 75. What's the longest possible word I can have here? So it would be the module with the longest name, I guess. Scriptable objects, modules. Damn. Advanced processing is probably the one, right? So let's just grab this and try consider. Okay, so that's obviously horrific. Yeah, UI toolkit, man. I've been learning some things about this thing, but it's still not. I'm still not perfect. I'm getting there. Okay, so first of all, okay, so this is obviously terrible. Now, if we just increase the size, like there are just some words that's not going to fit here in that 75 width, right? So if I make it 100, it seems like it can at least fit advanced processing, which means it should fit everything else. Now, here's the question. If I make my label not with a... If I do this... Yeah, it's definitely more intuitive, I think. But it requires... Well, it required me to at least think about UI differently, I think. I needed to think like a proper front-end developer with the USS and all that kind of stuff. But I think I'm getting there. Okay, so let's just try... Okay, let's see. If we make the alignment like that... My question now is, will it always... Okay, let's see what other module I have that can maybe break this. So let's say gas turbine, right? So gas turbine, is it a long enough word to make this thing break? Let's see, gas turbine. Okay, no, it just fits. Okay. Manufacturing. I guess we could try manufacturing. Okay, so now it does that again. So for manufacturing to fit... Ugh. Yeah. No, I am taking a break from the 3D game. Yeah, the scope creep on that game got a bit ridiculous. I'm sure you remember. Well, maybe you don't, but still, the scope creep was horrible. So I decided to let it lie. However, there's another reason as well. I don't have an artist anymore. Well, my wife, who did the art, she doesn't have time to do that anymore. Which means I have to either make something that's not very art heavy, or do the art myself, which is not going to happen. Yeah, it's very time consuming, that's for sure. Yeah, no, so I'm building a little big logistics game in space, right? So it's a lot more. Yo, Brody. Now you're on both. Or wait, you left the other one, I suppose. So the space logistics game is a little bit more code heavy. So there's a lot of systems that I need to build. And it turns out if you have a lot of systems, trying to communicate those systems to the player is also a lot of work. Yeah, so it's like, okay, there's 20 things that are interacting here. The player knows about none of them until I put them on the UI. Which is horrible, but I'll get there. I kind of want to do something here. Let's do something here. I want to make a mock of my element, right? So we'll call this one the item selection holder. Then we have the name. We'll have an icon here. So icon name. Then we have, have another visual element. Ah, no, man. What did it just do? Oh, I hate it so much when it does that. What is happening? Okay, does anybody know how to fix this? My amount button holder somehow got stuck here. Oh, okay, if I just drag that again, okay. It's fine. Okay, so first of all, this visual element would obviously be arranged like that. It'll have a fixed height. So you are the item selection holder. So let's just do that. Item selection holder. Okay, fantastic. So item selection holder. What? Why are you so big? Your height is set to 60, you're not allowed to grow. Bah. Yes, Damon, I've made a lot of custom elements. My problem with the custom elements currently, maybe you have a clever way of fixing this, right? So I can just get rid of that. So my problem with the custom elements is I'm struggling to edit the USS because I don't know what it will look like. So I have custom elements that generate when you play the game, right? So we can play the game. So I create them, I delete them, I do all kinds of things with them on the fly. And I can give you an example. So if I just go to, so this is my production, right? So this is the node I'm working with, right? This is the node in UI Toolkit. And you can see there's obviously a bunch of things now added to it. And like this pop-up list here, all that stuff is generated. So it's custom elements that I'm making. My problem is making it look good, right? Because now, sometimes UI Toolkit, if you use the UI Builder, and I fiddle with the classes here, or the selectors, it'll actively update what I see here. Sometimes it doesn't, right? And that's pretty annoying. And I understand like certain things it updates no problem, like maybe font size or colors, but then anything that has something to do with the layout or orientation or size, sometimes it just ignores you. Even though you did do it, it just doesn't apply. It doesn't redraw, whatever the clever way is of saying that. And that's kind of annoying. So yeah, if I go to advanced processing, okay, so it at least does that now. See, this is why names are a problem. Right, so I'm kind of certainly not bugs, eh? No, definitely not a bug. Yeah, I also think I prefer it over UGUI. So okay, so here's the now this is a question about, I guess, UI design or something. I don't know what the question is about, but let's say it's that. Icons can do a lot of heavy lifting, right? And I guess that's why I started with just using icons initially. And the idea was you use an icon because you don't need to do any localization, right? An icon is an icon. It represents something, and that's fine. What I'm trying to do now is have the name appear next to an icon. So am I fighting the naming unnecessarily? Should I just say to myself, listen, I'm going to take out the names eventually. They are just useful for development. And I'm going to have nice representative icons of what each thing is. So I don't need to worry about fixing it right now. Because this just helps. That's the icon that I changed the color of. Okay, oops. Yeah, because obviously I need the naming now because I don't have all the art. But maybe in the future I'm going to get rid of the names and just use art. Or I could just put the... Yeah, I could obviously change the layout so that I have enough space for the name as well. Yeah, that's true. Hey, Damon. I should think in 2 dimensions, not just one. I'm trying to fit everything horizontally. There's an entire vertical dimension I haven't even considered. Okay. let's do one of these. Yeah, black, thank you. That's way better for my whole eye. Okay, so currently, let's say we have our block. Right, and then there would be your manufacturing module sitting in here. And the manufacturing module has a few things going on. So first of all, the name of the module itself is up here somewhere. Then it's got the selection section. It's got the currently producing section. And then it's just got like your list of scrollable stuff. Okay, obviously this is not exactly what it looks like, but what I could do, so I have an icon, which is the button for the selection. Then I could have the name of the thing here, right? And then I suppose below that I could have, maybe I put a label says amount. You put in the number. Here we have our up and down arrow, and here we have our verify button. That should clean it up nicely. I'm still thinking about this idea of using icons versus names, and the reason is because of localization, right? Right now this could be fine, but if I want to localize, like I don't even know the lengths of the words, right? So maybe I find something that works nicely now with the length of an English word and the English naming, but then I localize it to German and it's like, nope, sorry, it overflows and completely. Like it's just the word is, an extra 20 letters. What then, right? That's why I'm thinking about just using icons instead and getting rid of the word. But okay, for now, I can change that, so that's not a problem. Okay, so this is my behavior element. So we can have 2 rows, I suppose. Yeah. So the icon selection holder. Okay, yeah, no, that's the big thing. So inside of my icon selection holder, I can have visual element row 1. And visual element row 2. Yeah, no, that's true. But yeah, it's possible by just changing these things, putting them on top of one another. I might already, fix it to the point where most languages are supported anyway. And like you said, you can always just make the thing a little bit larger or change the font size even for different languages or something, I guess. So that's okay. Okay, so now we do item selection holder dot add row 1 and row 2. Okay, now we need to do row 1 will go into for the selector and for the item name, right? So that's just the icon and the name. And then row 2 will be the amount. Yeah, so we add the amount and the amount button holders and this thing over here, the add to queue button. Okay, so that's now split into rows. Now my item selection holder doesn't know that there's rows now. And also the rows themselves don't have a class list, so... Wait, what is this thing doing in the background? Okay, so all we need to do is row 1 dot add to to class list. I guess if I want to keep my naming somewhat, I'll just do row. Right? Because they're going to be the same, I guess. Yeah, the game is quite UI heavy. Right? Because it's a simulation management type thing. So, yes, things happen on the screen, but I mean, let's be honest. If you're playing Stellaris, for instance, it's cool that there are planets and spaceships, but if the UI doesn't work, you kind of screwed. Right? We need the the good UI in a case like Stellaris, for instance. You're sending me some code in Discord. Where's Discord? I think you've already sent me a bunch of stuff. Oh well, you sent me the link to your GitHub previously, so. Well, have a look at it. But not right now. I opened it, but I'll look at it. I don't really know what I'm looking at. It's just some... Obviously, it looks quite organized. Let's see. This one. Yeah, you obviously doing things I don't do well, that's for sure. Oh, okay, that's also... Oh, this is actually very useful. I'm already seeing something that could be nice. Just doing this is already quite nice. Because the way I keep doing it is I do this type of thing. Wait, I have to type it out. Copy, paste, type out. But you just go... You just add the strings. And that's actually so much better than what I'm doing. But okay. Okay, but in the... I also don't know what you're doing here. Create property. I'll have to put all of this in ChatGPT and ask it, you know, what does this mean? How does this work? Because it seems useful, but I don't understand it. I don't know what I'm looking at. Yeah, but this already could be much better. Just for naming my, or adding my class lists already, that's quite clean. But yeah. XML element. Partial class. Oh, geez, okay. This partial class extends other things that I've no idea what that does. Okay, anyway. So our rows, we need to add this to our QSS. Where are you? Hello? Oh, there we go. Okay, so we have our item selection holder. So I guess we just do do that. So now it's at least here, and I can do something with it if I want to. Flex direction. Yeah, okay, so this wouldn't be row anymore, right? It now needs to be column, I think. Yeah. Now I'm definitely gonna ask. I'll ask ChatGPT that. Yeah, I've found that ChatGPT is actually quite good at just explaining stuff. Like, even though I don't really use it to generate the code, sometimes I do, especially if I want to see an example of how it works. But even then, the fact that you can just right-click on a line and be like, you did this shorthand here, or this seems like a strange way of writing an if statement. Why are you writing it like that? And it just, it's some shorthand that I can't understand, right? I see statements, but I don't understand what it means. I think there's that shorthand with a question mark and something for if statements that I'm still not familiar with it. But anyway, yeah. Okay, so now we got the row. So what we want to do with the UI, first thing we want to do, so the holder now needs to be direction column. Yes. Okay, and the row is direction row. Okay, so that's the first two things we need to do. It lets you drag and drop elements inside the boulder. Oh yes, I've done that before, but okay, wait. Let me look at yours actually, because where mine breaks. Because I've done that before, and it's super cool. So this is where the way I'm doing it now doesn't work. So you have the constructor take no argument, right? I think that's a requirement. So I would have to change all my things to not do this. But then, it's kind of difficult because I guess I could move things around to make it work that way. But my constructor, I could make this a public partial class, extend visual element, but then my constructor needs to be empty. Otherwise it doesn't work. Right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think there's just some odd things, like, yeah, I need a list of scriptable objects because that's how I set the icons. So I need in the scriptable, the sprites are stored in that scriptable object, and that's how I get the icon, and so yes, you put a second method. So it is possible I can change it. And then the things in here, anything in here that requires outside data like a scriptable object for a sprite, I should move it into that second function. Call it init, initialize, or something. Yeah. Maybe I do that. You know what? You might be convincing me. I've been trying to not do that for some reason. I don't even know why. But I've been trying to not do that. But honestly, editing the stuff in here is an absolute nightmare right now. So, I mean, I can still edit it. No, actually, you know why I think I convinced myself that it's fine? Because I thought that all changes made in the builder will apply in play mode. I only learned, I think it was yesterday or the day before, that only some changes are applied in play mode. So I think I might have to revisit all my elements and just fix it up a bit, because yeah, now currently it looks it looks like this, and changing that now becomes a big ass flipping problem. Okay, but let's see if I can at least make it a little bit better. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, so I can have two constructors. One, I just remove the parameters, put in some blanks, and then that's the one that UI Builder will use. But then when I call it, obviously I call it with stuff. Yeah. Okay, we could try that. Okay, but anyway, let's see if I can at least make this thing look a little bit better now. So the selection name. Okay, wait. Let's try and click on something. So advanced processing, nice and big. Okay, there we go. We could actually just change this to be auto. Right, it could just fill the rest. That's fine. Okay, this amount can be bigger. Why is the height so awkward? I guess it's this height that's awkward. Maybe. Let's make it 100. Okay. Now I can take each row. Okay, their heights are just auto. Okay, so the name is what it is. This amount looks weird now. Okay, now this is not where the... Where's the border? Is it this guy? I think it is this side. No, that's padding. Where's my border? Oh, okay, now it's gone. Okay. We can also tell the row to be... maybe... Oh. So, spacing, not centered, I don't think. I think that's the right thing. Justify content. Okay, let's go to debugger pick element. Just want to see how they are filling. Okay, so they're just sitting there. Yeah, I mean, it looks better already. I mean, it's not perfect, obviously. I think I might have to change some things like Damon suggested. Must I take it with a grain of salt? You know what? Let's test what you just said. Okay, let's close that. So what you said was, I want this production behavior element, right? I want this thing to be usable. Yeah, so it's such a big constructor though. So if I copy and paste this. Okay, so it doesn't like that. Okay. So I'll need to rename it, right? So I'll have to do the constructor one. Okay, so let's do the constructor one, and let's call the first one so this needs to be a public void, right? Because now it's a function. Well, this isn't now a constructor, but... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, no, this doesn't work. Wait, what are you saying? It had the same overload, remove the parameters. Oh, okay, I see. If once this is gone, it's fine. Okay, because you can call it in some different ways. Okay, cool. Okay, so now this selector cannot work because the selector needs a list of module definitions. So what if we just do a new list? Okay, we can break it that way. Oh wow, is that the only thing that actually needed that? Okay, so this doesn't get called. This one gets called because obviously I supply it with arguments. Yeah, this gets called by my code. This one doesn't, but... Oh, now I need to make it a partial class, right? Yes, and I need to give it the UXML attribute. Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yeah, UXML element, right? You could do something with this to give it a name as well, if I remember correctly. I think I actually have some of those. Yeah, I have a credits element, power element, resource element. Yeah, so I've done this a little bit before, and then I stopped. I wonder where they are right now, all those elements. Scripts, presentation, UI. I think it's in shared, yeah, custom elements. And then I have like credits in. Yeah, okay, yeah, you can just put it in brackets, the name. So I can do like this, production behavior element. Okay, so that works, and this needs to be a public partial class, right? Save everything. Now let's see if this works better. So it should pop up here, then I can drag the whole thing and I can just edit the styles. Ah, there we go. Flip it. Okay, so obviously... Okay, so that's my icon selector. That's my label. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's see. What is the width of this thing? It should be... 250, I think, is the width. Okay, 250. Just so it's the right size, but I think it. Ah, this is gonna be so much better because now I can just flip and edit these nonsense things. Okay, so what I should be able to do now is go through my USS and just find the damn things I want to change. Flip it. Okay, so these are the rows. Okay, so that's that thing. This is the rows. Okay. So I don't like the way the rows are not the full size. Okay. That works somewhat. We want to space them. Something like that, I guess, is better. Yeah. Okay, module name. Yeah, okay, whatever. It's the module name. Oh yeah, you mean the grayed out this stuff here? Yeah, yeah. But at least I already have my styles, so I could just start working on it. Okay. Okay, let's try the heights. So if we do this 75. Not sure how the rows work actually. So okay, so they shrink to fit. Okay, these buttons look terrible. Okay, they have a size of 25, so that means the button holder. This needs to be at least 50 high. Okay, if I allow them to shrink, then it should be better. Okay. Yeah, no, this helps a lot. Thanks, Damon. I was struggling quite a bit here. Just fighting the stupid the stupid UI. Trying to get this stuff to work out the way I want it. Okay, so that's now fine. I kind of want these buttons to touch, right? Okay, so I don't want the row. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, let's unset the justification here. Just put everything like that, and then I can pad it instead. Right? We can put everything in the center at least. Yeah. This looks better. And now my amount, if I want to give it a height of 50, I can. Let's give it a height of 45. Okay, let's go look at these. So it's got a width of 25. So let's make this 25. Let's smush it up. I want these buttons to look like they are touching that thing. Sort of. Okay. My add to queue button looks terrible. Why are you... Just a check mark. Oh, that's what it looks like. Okay, that's actually the texture. What? What is this thing saying? Oh, built in. That's weird. Okay, fine. We'll just keep the check mark. Okay, so check mark. Okay, so the height and the width is fine. Okay, why are you overlapping? That's bizarre. Oh wait, this needs to be like 40. Right, which means this should be 90 at least. For everything to fit, right? Yeah, okay. And then we can put some margin below, I guess, just to get that thing spaced out. And now I need... Wait, I think I can get that, right? Yeah. Okay, the buttons work, the check marks. Okay, maybe I center these. Yeah, that looks fine. I'll center them. That's okay. Okay, now let's see if I want my production holder. Do I want you to do anything? Okay, I'll keep you centered. That's okay. Okay, we have the icon, the module name. Okay, so the icon will have a size 45 by 45. Don't shrink. Module name. Okay, progress. Okay, I feel like we need a bit of spacing. Why is it not spacing? That's bizarre. You there. Label. Why are you not spacing? Right, this is you. Okay, what if I take the name? Yeah, no, the name's also not spacing. Ah, for crying out loud. Who is overriding? Surely it's not Unity text element. Although it could be. Yeah, I actually don't know who takes... Which one of my selectors is now taking, you know, taking control here? Because I have... maybe I should do... yeah, I have a Unity text element, which is obviously all of my things. And it's got no spacing, which I'm assuming now is what's causing this thing to not want to space. So I think... if I do dot Unity text element, right, if I do that, now I select for something that has both of these, right? No. If I take away the space, is that the difference? Okay, now I select something with both. Okay, and it works. So now it's definitely giving me this element specifically. Okay, but that already looks much better just with that bit of padding there. Okay, cool. I wonder if we can't make this stuff smaller. I feel like 35 by 35 is okay for that. How do I stretch this thing? Scale to fit. It's just got a lot of stretch to full. 200, 200. Okay, let's try that. Arrow up. Let's give you the higher resolution one. 200. Gotta be kidding me. These two are not the same size. Oh wait, I think I changed 15, 15, yeah, okay. What is happening here? Oh, these arrows are so dumb. Okay, unset. Unset. Okay, let's just start from scratch. Select an up arrow. And select the down arrow. Okay, so they both do the same thing. Now, if we take the up arrow, make it 200% wide, 200% high, that works. 200, 200. That works, and that looks much more like what I want it to be. Okay, now this amount, we can make it 35. There we go. Looks a little better. Oh, I could have done that. Hey, Damon. Oh, I just like it. Oh, excuse me, man. I'm dumb sometimes. Okay, but that's fine. And we have the module name. This is better. Ah, all of this is better. So now, what I think I need to do is I can just grab this thing, the main one, and I can change the inline style to be display none. So now it's gone. And when I play the game, it should at least not look like complete garbage anymore, right? Okay. No, that's the processing. So production. Yeah, look at that. So, okay, my button there is a little bit odd still. But we can do precision processing. And then we can increase the number, or we can just make 10 of them, put them in the queue. Okay, the queue looks horrible, but... Oh, and now my progress bar doesn't show. Ah, because... Okay, we have basically the same problem with the length, or the size, or the whatever, all the same things. And I can remove things from queue. I couldn't clear the queue, even though that button doesn't have a style. Okay. And we can change this to be a solar array instead. Then we build solar arrays. We can cancel individual ones. We can clear the queue. The one that was building will finish. Okay. I mean, something works, right? Okay, let's go make the clear queue button actually show something, because That's this button over here. Yeah, clear queue. That button. Just currently I'll get the nice UI stuff one day. Oh, look at these nice triangles. Why did I not? I really shouldn't be spending this much time on dumb stuff like this, but here we are. Let's just do let's do a UI button. Why not? Let's give it some margin. It's not taking the margin. Wait, maybe it's padding that I'm thinking of? No, it's not. Oh yeah, whatever, there's the button. Looks stupid, but it's fine. It's there. Okay, so that's okay. The module name not appearing nicely there. I think I'm gonna live with that for now. Yeah, what actually is the problem here? I think it pushes... Yeah, if it's a long name, you don't see the percentage, right? Okay, so current name, I think... You just let it wrap. Right, I think that's correct. Not sure if that's gonna help. We can give this thing a width. 50? 45? There we go. You send me another link. Let's see. Unity's default style sheet extracted. That's actually very useful, isn't it? Damn. It opened in my browser. Okay, because it's a GitHub. No, that could actually be very useful. Not gonna lie. Okay. I think this is enough faffing with this thing for now, right? I think I've faffed enough. We made it work. It's better. Okay. The next thing I want to do is I want these modules that I'm making, because they are being made. We are using the resources and all that stuff. So on the simulation side, things are working. But I need them to be available for installation, right? So I need to figure out how to get them from just being produced and thrown somewhere random, because I don't think they are being stored, to having them be stored inside of my storage area. And then I should be able to select them for installation. Okay, but before we do that, I want to take a quick break. and I'll be right back. So let me just get my thing open here. Taking a quick break. Okay, see you in... Maybe I should make coffee. That's not a bad idea either. Let's do that as well. I'm back. I'm back, and I've got my coffee. Go away thingy. There we go. Okay. Oh, Damon's gone. He's playing Counter-Strike. Nice. You'd love a coffee, Brody. Yes. If only, eh? You're a little bit far away. Okay, so. You working? Okay. Well, you're almost done working, aren't you, hey? You guys are multiple hours ahead in your day. Okay, let's see. So I wanted to make the... Okay. So our production behavior, what it does right now... Cool, man. Is it's... $3:15. Yeah, no, it's 7:15 a.m. for me. Yippee. Still a whole ass day ahead of me. Okay, so let's see. We start production and we finish production. Here I actually say this module needs to be stored somewhere before it's installed on a node. Okay. So, yeah, currently, what do? We just invoke an item finished. Okay, but that doesn't mean we actually do something with the module, right? Yeah, we created a new module actually, but then we don't do anything with it. Okay, fantastic. So, when we finish item production, we need to be able to access the storage and add it to the storage, right? Because storage has this add shippable. Now, modules are shippables. So I guess I could do an add shippable. That should work theoretically. Right, a module is a shippable. Yes. And a shippable does what? It has a size. Okay, go figure. That's basically it. That's just okay. That's fine. Okay, so how do we access the storage from here? I think if we look at the behavior, this thing doesn't know anything about the structure, and the storage is attached to the structure. So what we probably need to do is we need to figure out how to get some context, like the structure context. And I believe the structure context would have a way of accessing the storage. Not quite. So what I could do is I could have public void and add module to storage. Or let's say add shippable. That sounds so stupid. But that seems to be... That's just the way it is. Okay, so the structure, it's got a reference to itself, right? So it knows about itself. So that should mean that we could have a shippable here. And we should be able to do structure dot... No. Underscore structure. Underscore structure dot storage dot add shippable, and we just put the shippable in there. Right, so now it's part of the context, which means since we do pass the context into here, at least with start of item production, we could do the same thing with finish item production. Like that. Why is this thing flickering? No, let me start hard to reload. Could have been saving multiple minutes of rebuild time. Damn. Okay. So, this means when we finish production, we also need the context, which is fine because it's in our tick full, and the tick already has the context. So that's perfect. Okay, so we need to essentially come here and do context dot add shippable to storage, and we just give it the new module. So now that module will be available in storage. So this might work already. The question is now, how do we access the shippables? So if I remember correctly, the node has this try add module, but it also got this get available modules where it gets all the shippables of type module. Okay, that's perfect. Now let's just see, where's this getting called? Node panel view, so add module. Okay, so this returns the available modules, okay, for shippables. Okay, but I don't think, just because the view model has this, doesn't mean my view has any way of doing that, right? Yeah. I have a module selector for my icon selector. What? Okay, when do I create this module selector? I don't seem to be adding it at all. When do I call this? In initialize. Okay, so we need to add the module selector in the module selector holder, right? Yeah, so I never do that. So module selector holder dot add the module selector. I wonder if I need to do it here, or if I can do it anywhere. And since it's referenced here, will it update? I actually don't know. But let's see. Let's just see what that does, because I never added the selector, so maybe it's just working? Somehow? I doubt it. But, you know, we can try. Okay, so let's see. So we go to production and let's create a surface extraction module. You know what, let's make 2. Okay, so there we go. We make some surface extraction modules. We take a sip of coffee. Okay, we finished making one of them at least, so we can go back. Now if we go to extraction. Yeah, okay, so there's nothing here, or I just can't see it. Right. One of the two things. Okay, so let's go window debugger. And let's see if we can find that element, if it even appeared. Okay, so this is our module selection holder. Okay, so there's two icon selectors in here. Interesting. So I added them twice. Okay, but so if I click on one of them, the second one works. It's got a surface extractor. Oh, and I added a surface extractor. And I got a null reference exception error. Get available modules. Okay. Okay, so it hasn't updated. Go back to extraction. Okay, it keeps adding... it keeps adding more modules. Or more selectors. Okay. So just out of interest's sake, let's go mine. Hello? Okay, wait, no, we are full on broken mode here. Okay, so that kind of did something. Right. So we need to... Okay, so first of all, we add this thing multiple times, which is a problem. Okay, we should just add it once then. Like there. Maybe. We already know what it is. We added one, so now there should be only one. Okay. Okay, when we update the module selection holder, we literally just create a new one with the available modules. Okay, and the available modules might change. Okay, this is a little dicey. Yeah, so basically what I'm trying to do here is this icon selector. When I add a module, it should close, right? When I click on it again, I wanted to update the available modules. So actually, what I would like to do is destroy the module selector, right? Dot delete. I don't know. Remove. Remove from hierarchy. I think that's the one. Yeah, I think that's how you delete a thing. How to delete a UI element. Right? I think that's right. Remove from hierarchy. Or we can remove the child. Okay, so now that's fine. Like, just remove it like this. So now the module selector will just be equal to null again. Okay, so module selector equals null. Okay, this is if we add a module. Right, and now when it's null, when does update selector? Okay, that happens only one time. That's also a problem. So technically what we want to do perhaps is just create a new module. So something like, maybe we do something like this, where we take the module selector, we deregister, we remove, we set it to null, we update. Right, and what that update does is it literally creates a new selector with the new available modules. Okay. So when we view model add module, now we just need to make sure if try add module, add existing module. Okay, so if this is successful and we add the existing module, node try add module. Okay, we remove it there. Okay, so that's fine. So it is being removed. That's fine. That's what we remove a shippable from storage. Okay. So that's fine. So when that happens, so we add a module, view try add module, and then on this side that happened, and we just tell the selector, please update yourself after all this happened. So it'll update with new information. That is the idea, at least. Okay. So let's save and let's try that again. Okay, so play. Also, I don't know what this null reference. It's probably something with that nonsense that I just broke. But we'll figure it out now. Okay, so Vulkan production produce for me 2 surface extraction. That's fine. Okay, there we go. Building our little modules. Okay, now let's go to extraction. Okay, so we can't really see it. Okay, let's get our window debugger pick element. What? What's happening here? Okay, so production happened. I should be able to... That was weird. Wait a minute. Okay, module selector holder. Okay, so the holder is there, it's just empty. Okay, so that means it probably means that I should add the selector here, right? Yeah, so I added after I created it, but then as soon as I click add a module, it deletes itself and then updates. Yeah, I think that's right. There should be other reasons for this thing to update. Well, it updates every time we initialize, and I think we initialize every time we open a node, right? Yeah, I believe so. Okay, but anyway, let's just try again. I don't remember how I structured all this stuff. It's been a while. Okay, but anyway, production, this works. Volatile extractor, yeah, why not? Let's build you. So extraction. Okay, so it created, but it's empty. It created multiple again. Okay. I didn't save it for one, but okay, so this happens more times than I thought. A module holder gets cleared, but not the module selector holder. Okay, yeah, so we didn't clear this. That might be part of the problem. Yeah, so that's why when I was just clicking around to the different nodes, I kept adding new selectors. Okay. Let's try this again. Yeah, production. Give me volatile extraction. Okay, so if I go back, it should have cleared. Now when I go to extraction, I go to debugger and I go pick element. Yeah, so there's only one icon selector. I click on it, I click volatile extractor. Okay. Now my icon selector, there's only one. If I click on it now, it's empty. Go back, production, produce a advanced solar, right? Doesn't want to produce it. Oh, we got a good old error poo. Error poo. What's happening? Object reference not set to an instance of an object. So get shippables. Huh? Why is it?
Why is it erroring there? Okay, just stop for a bit. Okay, so my structure module extraction behavior. Oh, maybe it's on this side. Actually, yeah, it's on the extraction behavior side. Okay, wait, sorry. What line? 110. Right here. Contains key, field used ID. Okay. Huh. Oh, I know what the problem is. So when we create a new extraction module, it doesn't know what the default field is. Right, I think that's the problem, because with Vulkan, yeah, we get the behavior and we actually set the field type. Set field type right here. Yeah, so this is not called. So whenever it's an extraction behavior, we need to set the field type, else it breaks, right? Yeah, okay, so that's a bit of a problem. Because that's going to keep happening every time I test this with an extraction behavior. I could test it with something else, but obviously this is a bug. Yeah, okay, so if field used dot id, but field used is equal to null. So the first thing I could do is just do if field used equal null, right? Just return. Because obviously then it doesn't matter what we do here. Okay, we need to return a resource rate. Okay, well, we can do that. We can just return the resource rate. Wait, if resource rate. Okay, we're just doing. Oh, we're just removing the fuel essentially. Okay. I keep forgetting what this stuff means. Yeah, okay, so we just use the amount of fuel, or we use no fuel. Yeah, okay. Okay, so yeah, we kind of need a way to set the base field, but you see it goes to the definition database, and you can't just get a definition database from all places. The behavior itself doesn't have access to the definition database. So we need to figure out a way in the module Okay, this is where we create our behavior. Yeah, but already this is a problem, right? Because this is in the view model. There's no way we have access to a definition database. We have access to the game data, right? Yeah, so maybe what we can do is if we do a extraction, we can grab the behavior. We need to grab the behavior itself. Now, when is the behavior created? So maybe the behavior is already existing inside the module, right? Okay, this is where we create behavior. Okay. So we don't necessarily have the definition database here. So if we create the behavior, yeah, that doesn't help. Okay, extraction behavior. When you are created, what are you doing? You're just setting your definition. Flippin' fantastic, that doesn't help at all. Okay, where's the module created? Okay, so it's in production behavior. Okay, now this thing has a context. Having a context is massive because that means we can actually send it over the definition database as well, because a structure does have access, I believe. For crying out loud. The structure itself does not. Does Vulkan have access to a definition database? Yes. So Vulkan gets made with a definition database. Okay, so Vulkan has a definition database. Structures do not. Vulkan is a structure, but it's also special, right? Okay, so if Vulkan has a definition database, yeah, the problem here is when the structure ticks, right, let me see, where's the update? Right, so this is the update, and when it ticks, it gives the structure context. Right, and we create a new structure context here. So Vulkan does have a structure context, but the definition database lives inside Vulkan, so there's no way the structure context would know about that. Yeah, okay, so this is a little bit awkward. So we need, when we create a structure, yeah, okay. When do we create a structure? So Vulkan is created. I think that's the only structure that ever gets made. And it requires a definition database. Okay, so we either need to send the definition database through so everything can have access to it, just so that when we produce a module, we can access the definition for the fuel it needs to use. This definition database needs to be sent throughout. Right, because the simulation manager itself, there's no... Okay, so we do give it to Vulkan. So one thing we could do is we could take Vulkan's constructor. So let's just see here. Okay, so this is what... This is Vulkan, this is the base. So what we could do is we could go to the base structure and just tell it, look, this is very nice, but we're gonna need you to have a definition database as well, right? Something like that. Because that definition database needs to be put into the structure context. Or at least you need to have a yeah, okay, you need to have an idea about this. So what we can do is public definition database, something like this. So you have that now, and then we just do this dot definition database is equal to definition database, right? Okay. Okay, fine. Let's just make it a capital because that's cool, I guess. So Vulkan now no longer needs this, right? That's kind of pointless. Okay, and also we need to send the definition database through here. With this constructor, and then we don't need this at all, right? Because now all structures have a definition database, which means anything that can access the context of a structure can access the definition database. Oh, the storage has a definition database. Yeah. So any structure, any normal old structure was already getting a storage, and storage always needs a definition. Okay, so we can just access the storage. Okay, that kind of makes sense, right? Okay, so the reason the storage gets a definition-based database is because most things that have definitions can be stored. Right, and if this is the case, then we already have access to storage in most places. So my production behavior, when it finishes a module, right, obviously the module can just get access to the definition database. Okay, now we just need to be careful here, because why am I getting? Because the behavior is created here, and certain things, when the behavior is created, create behavior, we'll need access to that. So what we can do is for the extraction behavior specifically, right? Oh wait, I can't change. So if I do this, that means the extraction behavior, when we call create behavior, which it should have, you are a... Oh, you just a B... Oh. Okay, no wait, this is the module behavior definition. Ah. Okay, so in extraction behavior definition, create behavior needs a definition database. New extraction, okay. I see now. So what we should do here is for the extraction behavior specifically, I suppose, we should do a definition database. Right. Now we don't need to do a definition database here, but I want to set the field type when this thing gets created. Right, so we could already have just given it a field type, I guess. Maybe we just do that. Let's not pass in the whole damn thing. Something like, yeah. Maybe we just get a resource definition, and we call it, fuel type. So we can just set it like that, right? Okay, but then in our behavior definition, which is somewhere. Okay, we don't do this. We do definition. Well, we do this, obviously, but we also do... Okay, so how do I do this? Definition base get resource definition. Okay, I'll just copy this. That's essentially it, right? So now I send through the definition and the definition of the resource it should use as fuel. Yo, Mr. Human Limits. How's it going, man? Sorry, I was zoned out completely just now. It's like it. Yeah, it's been probably 8 months or something, eh? But I'm doing well. How are you doing? Okay, so this works. Now what I should do... I could make this equal null, right? Then it should also fix all my problems. Because I think currently... Yeah, so these modules... Ah, okay, wait. Okay, so I could just make this null as well. So I don't need it. So we can send through the definition database. We don't always need to give the module a definition database. You're not doing great, man. Mental health issues. What's up? Are you from? I seem to remember you from Canada. I don't know if that's right. Okay, so the module will send the definition. It doesn't have to have this definition, but that kind of means that this thing... It doesn't have to have a definition either, right? Okay, so it's called by the module and then the extraction behavior definition. I feel like there's probably some more problems now. Let's just clear and see where the other ones are. So power okay, yeah, so... Yes, so none of these are implemented correctly now, hey? So they need to get a definition database. I need to do that. Even if it doesn't do anything with it, right? Yeah. Just like that. Okay, I think that's about right. Just save all of those quickly and see if there's any other places this is breaking. Research behavior definition, of course. The thing I don't even use. Are you from the US? Oh. Okay, okay. Cheers, Mr. Human Limits. Hope you find a way out of this, but yeah. Can't say I'm a professional, so you shouldn't take anything I say very seriously with regards to mental health. But I do hope you feel better, or you figure it out somehow. Okay, clear. No. What? Oh no, I didn't save it. Okay. Okay. So that should work. Now the whole point of this was for extraction behavior, when it's created, we set the fuel type, so it's not null. And technically, if I want to test this, I can just take out this line and see if that is actually what happened. Right, and for Vulkan itself, I could go and tell it to not set the field type like this anymore, right? And it should be fine. Because we immediately install a extraction behavior, right, with our modules, our module list. And I guess we have to do some things here, but anyway, it shouldn't be needing this anymore. I could actually take out this whole if statement, probably. Okay, well, let's just try it. Wait, did I save? Yes. Okay, so they should all just use volatile matter from the start, and they should not cause errors, but they do. Okay. Okay, chill. Stop. Okay, where is this? Really? There? Okay, so the update doesn't work. That's incredible. I suppose it's here where we create the definition. I don't know if this is a good idea. Maybe I should take that out. The module should always... So the module doesn't have to have a definition database, but it should set the definition database when it creates a behavior always. just play it again. I honestly, I don't even know what happened. I didn't do anything that dodgy. Might have deleted things by accident, though. Object not set. Okay, so this happens once with the extraction behavior. So I'm assuming the definition database is null, right? That's what I'm assuming is happening there. And then over here, I don't know. The rest might just be breaking because of that first one breaking. Okay, so it's probably here. Okay, I see now. These modules that I'm creating aren't necessarily extraction behaviors. They are a few modules, right? So, okay, so I think what I need to do then is force this. So I shouldn't do this. This is not allowed. Right, you need to give me... For the module needs this to be made. Right, and that means Vulkan. Yeah, this doesn't work. So it's a new module. Right, and we give it power, and we need to give it the definition database, right? Right, that. And this one, because it does a bunch of them, for some reason I didn't realize this thing does all the modules. Because I'm stupid. Okay. That should now fix it. Oh, wait. Okay, so and here we have to do context.storage. Oh wait, the context has access to the structure, but not... so what I need to do is public definition database, get definition database. Right, and it's effectively going to be structure.storage.definition database that we return, right? Just something like that. Okay. Get definition database, right? So that should work. So now we can create modules with definition databases. Always. Okay, and let's see. There's another. Oh, that's a hot reload error. Don't care about that one. Okay, let's play it. No errors. Fantastic. Probably means we can move over here and it will start mining and consuming my volatile matter. Yep, it does. And then we can produce... let's do a deep extraction module, I guess. Produce 2 of them. Okay, we can wait. Oh, okay, yeah, that's a problem. So this doesn't actually refresh. Okay, I'll have to fix that. Okay, those are small things though. let's go back. Let's go to extraction. So I should be able to go add a deep extraction module. And it's working. And it's using a lot of my... Perfect. I'm pretty sure I made more than one deep extraction thing, didn't I? Yeah, that's okay. So that's another problem. Okay, but my resources are changing. I can do processing. That should still work. Let's go production. Let's create advanced processing module. Let's make one of those. I just basically want to see if I go to processing now and I click advanced processing. Perfect. And for advanced processing, we can now do these materials, those 4. We should be able to go high performance composite and, I don't know, superconductive metals. And yeah, they are producing very slowly, but they are. They are making something. Very nice. Very nice. And if I go back to extraction, my deep extraction module is still missing, it seems. Let's make a solar array and go add it to our power plant, right? Oh, we can actually see our flex power ratio has gone down, so we're not producing enough power anymore. Very interesting. Okay, so now if I go to power, it doesn't pick up my solar array. Why? Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, well, I guess that's how it is. Okay. We have a couple of bugs, right? So let's add them. So don't always see available modules to install. Lost one extraction. Did not see solar module at all. Not sure why that is the case. Also, production does not refresh correctly when exit and enter back into node, right? And basically the queue is empty, right? It's kind of the problem there. Well, it's one of the problems. There's a couple of problems, but yeah, they don't. It doesn't come back. Okay, so that's a couple of things I can just write down that I saw just now. I'm writing that down now because I need to go. It's already past 8. It's 8:15, meaning my day has started. People are going to start calling me. Work is going to start happening. So I need to get out of here. Okay, thank you guys for joining me today, for popping in, for coming by, for saying hello. I will see you guys tomorrow, probably. That's the idea, at least. So, cheers.